Hello and welcome to the RG10 Podcast, where we share stories from our local community. This year is a big one for Chemogiftbags, a charity founded in Woodley back in 2015. What began as a simple idea, putting together thoughtful bags to support people starting chemotherapy, has grown into a lifeline for patients across the Thames Valley. And now in 2025, Chemogiftbags is celebrating its 10th anniversary, 10 years of comfort, kindness and community. To mark the occasion, the charity is hosting a very special 10th Anniversary Black Tie Gala on October the 4th, a chance to celebrate everything they've achieved and raise vital funds for the years ahead. More about that later. I've been speaking to the charity's founder, Lynne Shipton. She shared the story of how Chemogiftbags began, the impact it's had on so many lives, and what this milestone year means for the future.
Chemogiftbags is a charity that I founded in 2015. It was because I'd gone through breast cancer myself, and there seemed to be something missing. NHS do a fantastic job of looking after you, but we kept being asked the question, what do we need for chemo? And I've not had chemo myself, so I should make that perfectly clear. I had 18 rounds of radiotherapy instead, because it goes to your nervous system. And what happened was people were asking us, what do I need? What do I need? But they'd already started their chemo. So it was like asking the question in the middle, what do I need? Because no one's telling me. So the people that I was with and meeting when I was having my rads in the hospital, they were like, I'm starting chemo, but I don't know what I need. So then we started asking questions and putting it all together. And then we got a list. And from the list, it started coming into place. And you could see all these things lining up. And I thought, crikey, this is a big list. But because everyone reacts to chemotherapy different, the list is going to be continuous. It's going to be like always going on. So what we did was we took the list, put it down, and then I thought, this is getting like a shopping list, because you're going to be buying all these products or what you need, hopefully, before you have your chemo, because you've been aware of it now. And then from the shopping list, it went to in a bag, because you buy your goods and put them in a bag. And then that's how Chemogiftbags came. And that was in 2015 that we started. So there's a lot of work previous to that in researching and find out if there was anything available. And at the time, when I did it in 2015, nearly 10 years ago, there wasn't. There was a couple of charities doing it, or 6 doing it, nowhere near the Berkshire area. So we then did more research, and it was like, well, if we're finding that no one's doing it, then has that question actually been asked? Because you have to ask the question to find the answers. And what we did was looked and couldn't find anything. So I thought, right, this has got to be the gap, so we can actually give something that's personal to people. And did it for a few friends that I'd met, and they were like, oh, thank you so much, And at first we hadn't got a clue what we were doing. It was just products in a bag to give people that thought that someone cares for them, because people still go to treatment on their own. And it wasn't how much the was in it, the cost. It was because we'd put something together. People that don't know anybody that's going through the chemo had given their time to go and buy products, or given their products for free that were obviously in date, and that's how it started. And then it just progressed, and I was like, people keep asking for this. There's got to be something in this. And we just did it for 50 people at the beginning, and it was like, whoa, this is getting a bit too big now, So it was like, I never dreamed that what I was doing would have such a reaction. And then it was, oh, can you do it for this people? Can you do it here? Can you do it there? And I was like, we've just started. Could you please kind of let us find our grounding first, and then if we can, we'll come back to you. Obviously, those people in the meantime possibly didn't get a bag because we were just starting off and we had to get kind of structure to it. And then what happened was we then went into Berkshire, and then of course it grew, and then it went into the whole of the Thames Valley, and that's where we are now, from Woodley, which is our base, and we supply all to the Thames Valley area for breast cancer and chemotherapy.
So what exactly goes into one of these gift bags? Is it kind of patient specific? Does it depend on the recipient? Is there anything, or is it pretty consistent?
Yeah, there's a template. So on the website, you can go and request a bag. That's just one way of doing it. And then there's a click down, and then it says, what type of bag would you like? And then from that, then people then can send me a message. And inside it on the website, it'll show you what's in the bag. And if I give you a rough idea of how big the bag is, so it's 18 inches high, 16 across, and about 8 to 12 in depth. So that is a big bag, and it's full. And it consists of blankets that have been made by crafters, because we have a craft page on Facebook, and they're from all over the country. It has toiletry bags in there, heart-shaped cushions to alleviate some of the pain after chemotherapy or breast cancer. And then also it has some nail kit pouches, and they're the things the crafters make. And then also there's word books, there's a notebook and a pen to take down some notes. There's a water bottle, there's med boxes. Inside the toiletry bag, there's our own cotton washcloths. They have antibac in there, toothpaste, a bamboo toothbrush for a child. Reason is because you can get your gums can bleed. So the softer the toothbrush, the better for the patient.
I presume you have, some amazing responses from the people to whom you've given these gift bags. Are there any particularly memorable stories that have really stuck with you?
There's one, and it really got to me. She was having a bad day. For some reason, obviously, she was stressing probably about chemo. She might have had other things going on in her life as well. And she didn't specifically say, but she said this particular day she was in the hospital and someone came and gave her a chemo gift bag. And she said, I was going to give up. I didn't want any more chemo. And then when I saw this bag, it just opened my eyes, and the thought that someone had taken the time to give and prepare that for us and to pack it, that no one knows me. There was something there that kind of switched, and her day was a lot brighter. Because we do try to give them on the first day appointment of chemo, but sometimes it may be the second one. So, she maybe had one and then thought, I can't do this. And then when she saw the bag, it kind of gave her that extra oomph to, you can do this, put your big girl knickers on and get on with it, kind of thing. So, yeah, there's some really, really sad cases, but a lot of them come out of it.
Yeah.
And if we can give them the opportunity of having a bag and then bring that smile onto their face, as you can see on our Chemo Gift Bags page, because we have, and on our website, we have some of the recipients and we're allowed to take their photos. And they're just smiling. It's because you've given them something that they didn't expect. It's free, which is very, not a lot of things are free in this world anymore. And it was just knowing someone was there. And one of the very first things when we gave a bag out, right back in 2015, someone said, thank you. And I was like, well, you don't have to thank us. And she said, well, it's kind of, for me, the bag is personal. it's bespoke because of the products and the crafts that are in it. You'll never get them repeated again. And she said, and it's for me, and I can hug it, and I can use a blanket, and there's so many wonderful things out there that the NHS do and the research teams do, but this, on that moment in time, on that day, was for me, and I've never forgotten that. That's stuck with me, and she still follows us to this day, so that it gets me, makes me well up.
What lessons would you say you've learned, or what surprises have there been along the way?
We've learnt to be resilient. We've learnt to definitely look after our finances because they're not ours. They belong to the public, the charity. We're very scrupulous in how we purchase items, and we run it as a business. We learnt from COVID. When some charities have gone, we're still here. And I think it's all about how you approach people and look after things, and you run the charity to the best of your ability. And that's what we've done. And to be here 10 years later, coming on to 10 years, I hope we're here for another 10 years because of the way we've already done it. And we've learned how to do things. Some things we've done wrong and learnt from those things. And then we progressed. Some people have gone, but some of the people are still here 10 years on that run the charity with me, the ambassadors and volunteers. So I think we must be doing something right.
Finally then, how can the RG10 podcast listeners help? What could they do?
There's quite a few things they can do. If they can talk about us, go onto their socials. If they socials, we are on Facebook, Instagram, X, and LinkedIn. They can just share. It doesn't have to be monetary. If people share, then that's bringing awareness. Talk about us in your office. Talk about us anywhere. Where the opportunity comes up. Fundraise for us, and also our 10th Anniversary Black Tie Gala, which is on the 4th of October at Sindlesham Court, RG41 5EA. And I know this bit off by heart.
We'll put a link to that in the episode notes.
Yeah, and 6 till 12, and it's on our Chemogiftbags webpage. So please come along, buy us a ticket and support us. £75 a ticket. It's a great night, 10-piece band, and more. I'll let you find out about that on the website.
Bargain. That was Lynne Shipton, founder of Chemogiftbags. A big thank you to Lynne for joining us and for everything she and her amazing team are doing. And Chemogiftbags are also actively looking for corporate partners and volunteers. Volunteers are especially needed for fundraising, networking and attending events to raise awareness and support. So if you ever thought about giving back in a meaningful way, this could be a wonderful opportunity. And the place to find out about all of this is, of course, chemogiftbags.org. Thanks for spending time with us today. Remember to rate, review and share the RG10 podcast. Goodbye.